All right, so I helped a client make $300,000 her first year selling chicken coops, but not in the way that you might think. So, long story short, my significant other has a coworker whose wife is a stay-at-home mom. They have 3 kids, and they have a small farm that's about 10 acres. And she would post on Instagram, you know, farm life stuff. And she ended up kind of getting a small following on Instagram, roughly like 10,000 followers, I think. And she had this video of this chicken coop that she had built. And the video was real simple. It was just of her going and grabbing eggs out of this chicken coop and just showing how much eggs they got from their chickens. And she had made this chicken coop, and it had like a bucket, like, you know, like your typical like Home Depot, like 5-gallon buckets. And she had made these chutes that to where these chickens, these hens wanted to go up on there, lay eggs, and they would softly roll into the bucket, and all you had to do is grab the bucket full of eggs. And also she like made it to where like the coop had wheels. It was pretty good size too, and so she could move that chicken coop. And she started getting messages saying, hey, like, where did you buy that? I really want to get one of those chicken coops, from people all over, like California, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, you know, you name it, everywhere. People from Maine. And so her husband was telling my significant other about it, and she told him, like, hey, you know, maybe you ought to get with Brent. Brent's pretty good at this kind of stuff. Because the issue was is that she's got 3 kids, and they were thinking about it all wrong. They were thinking about it like, well, I've got 3 kids, I live in Florida, I cannot be traveling all over the country trying to build these chicken coops for people. And so they kind of just didn't really do anything with it. So a couple months go by, and I ended up meeting them both at a Thanksgiving work party. And Deanna, my significant other, she introduced me to him. I said, oh, hey, yeah, you're the guys with the chicken coop business. And they were like, well, it's not a business, it's just people wanted it. And I said, oh, well, we're going to turn that into a business, because I'd already been thinking about it for a while. So I pitched it to them. And also my significant other, Deanna's co-worker, he's a good friend of mine as well. It's not like I don't know him. So I just wanted to help him out. And so I told him, I said, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get on Fiverr, and you're going to just find somebody that can make shop drawings and make a cut list. And what a cut list is basically like saying, hey, you need, you know, 14 2x4s. You're going to need 4 cut at this length, 3 cut at this length. You're going to need to use these type of screws at this length, you know, stuff like that. And so I said, then what you're going to do is you're going to make a video of you putting it together, an instructional video of how to put it together. And so now you've got blueprints or shop drawings of the chicken coop and how to assemble it. You got a cut list. And the beauty of it is I told her, I said, then you're going to make a commercial on your Instagram. Basically just make a video posting saying, hey, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to show you how to build this chicken coop. The great news is you don't need to buy any tools. All you need is a drill and screws. And the reason is because you can go to Home Depot, and you're going to get this cut list, and you're going to hand it to the guy, and they will cut all the 2x4s that you need, and all the material you need right there at the store. And which is true. Lowe's and Home Depot do that if you didn't know. You can take 2x4s and say, hey, I need this one cut at 2 foot 3 inches, and they'll cut it at 2 foot 3 inches. 2 foot 3 inches. So you don't need any saws or anything. And the whole deal was that she was going to sell them a PDF file with a cut list, shop drawings, and then also attached will be a video of how to build it and install it. And that's exactly what she did. She ended up selling it on Etsy, selling it on Instagram, and she just basically had the simplest business model ever. They basically just said, hey, if you want it, DM me and we'll get it squared away. And when people DM'd them, she just said, okay, here's my Zelle account number to Zelle me the cash. As soon as I get it, I'll send you the PDF and the video. And she was charging $25. On her first day of launch, she sold over 1,000 PDF files. So, you know, she made you know, at 25 bucks, what is that? I don't even know, like $20,000? Over 20 grand? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And so it just goes to show you what you can do with a small following, something like Instagram, and a crazy idea. And that's how you can take a big idea and shrink it and still make it profitable. They were overthinking this process and saying, you know, we ought to, I just don't have time to fly to Maine and build a chicken coop for $4,000. I don't think they'll even pay $4,000, which is a problem. You should never assume somebody won't pay something, right? For all you know, they'd pay 10 grand. Who knows? But that was a good lesson learned for them. And also it was fun for me because it made me think out of the box. And I learned how cheap digital products really are. I would have never really thought, you know, I was kind of curious too. This was, in all honesty, some of this was kind of a experiment for myself even, because I was like, I wonder if people would really buy a PDF file. And sure enough, they did, like crazy. She's still selling them. People are still hitting her up and buying them all the time. And she, like I said, first year, she made $300,000 selling PDF files on how to build a chicken coop. So that just goes to show you how also consultants can come in and help you as well, because she was thinking about it one way, and then I came in and said, well, okay, how can we delete the travel and having to stay out of town and get a hotel and get a plane ticket and be away from your kids? You obviously can't do that. So what can you do? Because obviously there's a demand, but now we just got to find the supply. Turned out the supply, oh, and then the supply is telling them, hey, I told her to say this verbatim in the recruitment video or the sales video, saying, you know, this is so easy, anybody can do it. I don't have any experience with tools. I'm not some handy person, but I did it, and this is how. And then basically what you did is you empower them by ending it by saying, and it's just an amazing feeling when someone asks you, where did you buy that? And you tell them, no, I didn't buy it anywhere, I built it. And so that helped drive sales too. And it made it to where people were like, you know what, I do want to be able to say I built it. And it doesn't look that hard. She did it, and all she had was a drill. I can buy a Ryobi drill for $100 bucks or whatever they cost these days, and some screws. I can do that, and it worked. So sometimes all you got to do is look at a problem and figure out another method and just kind of shrink it down. And she still technically sold chicken coops, but she didn't go out and build chicken coops. She just sold the drawings, the cut list, and the video on how to build that said chicken coop. So pretty cool story. I liked it. I thought it was pretty neat. I would have, to be honest, if you would have told me that would have worked, I would have been skeptical, because I mean, I came up with the PDF idea and selling the instructional video, and I would love to say that I'm just super uber smart and came up with that all on my own, but I'm not. I heard it from somebody else, and I thought, man, this is a good way to test that theory. And sometimes it works. It didn't hurt though that she already had a following. So, you know, that was a big part. She already had an audience to sell it to right out the gate. So that was a big part of that equation as well. But yeah, so my client made $300,000 her first year selling chicken coops, PDF files. So, till next time.